First stage of the three stages that the Quran has spoken about of the shadow. بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم انطلقوا إلى ظل ذي ثلاث شعب من سورة المرسلات. Proceed now to a shadow which will unfold in three parts, which will have three parts. This is my interpretation. And those who are uncomfortable with my interpretation, why do you need to bother to listen to me? Don't you have more important things to do? The three parts of the shadow will unfold. And when the three parts have unfolded, then it seems natural that the shadow will then disappear. The shadow is the false Messiah, the Antichrist. But the Antichrist is trademarked are the three parts of his shadow, after which he will appear in person as a Jew, as a young man, powerfully built with the curls, the sideburns of the two, and he will appear in Jerusalem eventually, declaring that I am the Messiah. This is very well known to my listening audience. So I hold the view that in the first part of the shadow, not the first part, within the first part, let me repeat it one more time. Within the first part of the shadow, we saw the emergence of Pax Britannica. Within the second part of the shadow, within it, we found the Pax Americana. And now we are located at that moment in time when we're in a state of transition to the third part of the shadow, which I anticipate. You may have different views, would be Pax Judaica, when Israel will eventually make a claim to be the ruling state in the world, and that would not be possible without the Great War, and which is around the corner. The Great War is coming soon. How soon? I don't know. Now, what I want to share with you today is remember that when Solomon, Nabi Sulaiman alayhi salam, was ruling the world from Jerusalem, from the holy state of Israel that we call a Khilafah state, remember that Allah tested him and placed upon his throne someone described as a jasad. You will not find this information anywhere else in the world except in the Quran. When Solomon saw, alayhi salam, he saw the jasad sitting on his throne. He recognized the jasad to be someone evil. He recognized the jasad to be someone evil. He recognized that the jasad wanted to inherit his throne, to rule over holy Israel. All the prophets of Allah were taught about Dajjal, the false Messiah, the Antichrist. So Solomon alayhi salam immediately recognized him to be Dajjal. This is my opinion. And he then made a prayer, dua to Allah. And then he said, he prayed to Allah that none should be able to inherit his throne after him, and that there should be no kingdom after him which can compare with his. And then Allah responded. Shortly after Solomon alayhi salam died, the kingdom collapsed and has never ever been restored since that day. Today's state of Israel is most certainly not a holy state of Israel. Rather, it's a blood-stained state of Israel with enormous oppression in it. I'm interpreting the Quran, but I have the right to do so. And if my interpretation is correct, it will survive. I will leave this world, but it will remain in the world because it will be truth. And if I'm wrong, tomorrow it will be forgotten. So I have the right to interpret. But when we interpret, we say Allah knows best. So if I am correct that the Antichrist is a jasad, what are the implications? I have attempted to analyze the implications of the word jasad, a body without the soul that we have, a human soul. The human soul or the human spirit is blessed by Allah with the capacity to see, not just externally, but also internally. The capacity to hear, not just externally, but also internally. The capacity to use the heart to know, not just that which is conventionally known, but that which otherwise cannot be known. And people have lost the capacity to think.